Yeah, so the thing is, it kept blowing up gearboxes, and when you got a 1,000 horsepower going into
a 996
enough gearboxes, it's not possible.
A 1212. The 996 for hell to get into. Awkward.
Switched up to Samsung.
You know what? I'm gonna go down and show you my Deutz 610 Commander. There's a mad engine inside in it.
You know, the car taking immediate reaction to gear change. So that was a huge thing for the 2JZ, and you know, it was just a power to weight ratio.
Know about that beer?
And you could just melt the turbo. So you know.
What a beautiful morning. Beautiful morning. Here it is, the Deutz 610 Commander. This is the iconic 610 DX Deutz Commander, and I like it. I like it a lot. Just look at that. God, I love the 80s and 90s design. This tractor wouldn't have been the most popular machine at this side of Europe. In this locality, you're either green, red, or blue, and this would be the wrong type of green. And I was a Ford man, because that's the tractors I grew up with on this farm. This would have been a blue hood neighborhood. My Uncle Mick had a 9500 on the double chop. He also had a 7.6 and a 6.6 Q cab on 2 timber trailers. They were drawing to a buck rake on the back of a 5000 inside in the silage pit. And he also had a 4000 on the yard scraper. Uncle Mick was a Ford man. The Martins up on the hills of Antrim in Southtown Farms. TJ, Andrew and his brother and that little Scott Matthew. They'd be massy men. And William O'Connell from Castletown Roach had a 4240S, a 4050, a 3050, some other John Deeres, because that's all he had. And today on Cloon Farm runs a modern fleet of John Deeres. William is a John Deere man, a green man. So you get what I'm saying here. Every man had a tractor type on their farm, and they would entertain nothing else. Then you had this, the Deutz DX range. You didn't see too many of these around the place in the 80s and the 90s. Down around here. Why? Because people always stick to what they know and trust. Back in the day, you would ask someone about the Deutz. You would say, that Howell fella on the mushroom farm with the straw, he has a fleet of Deutz. And you know what they would say? They'd break down. Forget about that. Forget about that. Just forget about it. Forget it. But that's the one thing the Deutz DX Commander range wasn't. And this is probably one of the greatest tractors ever built. And what you got to realize, when it comes to reliability, engineering and building stuff, the Germans know their shit. This DX range has got all of that. And it looks good in design. This would have been an impressive looking machine in the 80s. And the most impressive thing about this DX Commander Deutz is under the hood. And I'm not talking about the dipstick or the air filter. No radiator on that Deutz. If you put her on an agitator and sank her into a tank of dry shit, she'd melt her pistons and boil her brains out after 20 minutes. You'd be as well off with a 5000 around the yard. In that German tank. 6-cylinder air-cooled. Not water-cooled, air-cooled. There is a unique sound off of this engine. Have a listen to this. script. I could be taking off the bonnet to show you the engine, but we'll go to the picture part. Picture. Now this is the picture, because I couldn't be bothered taking the bonnet off. If you look, you can see the big fan. The cylinders' heads are all air-cooled with big fins on them. The air flows through this and the engine's oil cooler. And that's what keeps the Commander's beast of an engine cool. These air-cooled engines were designed for the war, for reliability. If a B-52 bomber came out of nowhere and blew up the front of the Deutz and took out 2 of the cylinders, you could get an army tank and you could drag the Deutz back. I know what you're saying. The Deutz isn't reliable, it should run in 4 cylinders. Not possible when it's a 6-cylinder tractor. Drag it back to base, whip out the cylinders and put back in 2 cylinders, and that Deutz is back out in the front line, drawing silage or bringing bales down to the horses that are on the front line out in Germany in the war. That's why they built these engines, for reliability. And they keep going. Anyways, the air-cooled engine is a mad design of an engine and has its place inside in the DX610 Commander. These air-cooled engines were first designed by Charles Lawrence.
What kind of stupid name is that? He sounds like a posh kid.
What do you want?
You! I've something that'll interest you.
Like what?
Roberto Carlos.
Roberto Carlos? Where?
At your house. Come on, I'll show ya.
I ain't walking. That's 50-odd yards away. I'm driving. Come on. Come on.
50 yards. More like 20. But I'll go with him to sweeten the deal.
I can't believe that Roberto Carlos.
He was better off walking! You Jesus!
Where is Roberto?
If you want Roberto to come to you, I'll have to start it and drive out over you. There's only going to be one winner here.
So you're telling me you're talking about a car?
Yes, a 1991 ST185 Toyota Celica. This is a numbered Roberto Carlos.
You got the Carlos part right. If you get rid of the Roberto. This Celica is a Carlos Sainz. Roberto and Carlos are both French. And Roberto is a Brazilian left back. When he's taking free kicks, striker, one of the best to ever play the game for Brazil.
French fella, playing for Brazil.
This is a nice car, and I like it, and a legendary time for Toyota. You ever hear one of these in a rally? Well, I did. I was up in a black donkey in the WRC in Spain. It sounded like a Hawker Hurricane, with every trigger pulled, heading into a ground war on a kill-all mission. These things sound nuts. And Carlos Sainz couldn't be beaten. He won championship after championship for Toyota. Hence, Toyota Celica GT4 Carlos Sainz. And that black donkey I was up on, he didn't stop until we crossed the border. Ended up in Portugal. Sure, it was Spain I wanted to be in.
3,500 cash today, and I'll sell it to you today, and I'll walk home.
I'm not in the mood to buy cars. I'm going back to talk to my tractor.
3,000 cash today.
Come on. I'm going back to my tractor. Forget about it.
Did you hear me? 3,000 cash today.
I'm not interested. Come on.
What?
Come on. Come on.
Stop the car! Let me out!
What?
Let me out!
Let me out of my
Out!
own tree, then.
Let me out!
Shut the door after you.
Let me out! Let me out! Why would I go back with you for? To talk to tractor, is it? $2,000 cash.
Get out! Not interested. Forget about it. It's a heap of shit. Now get out. Don't even know what you were doing with me.
What a psychopathic, degenerate know-it-all!
By God, Ronnie, you're dog rough into detailing. There is no way I'm letting you valet the inside of my car with your Hoover.